Healthy soil is the heartbeat of every thriving garden, and earthworms are nature's engineers working tirelessly beneath the surface. When they show up in large numbers, it's a clear sign your soil is alive, rich, and bursting with potential. But here's the exciting part. You don't have to wait years for worms to arrive on their own. By growing specific crops, you can literally roll out the red carpet for them, pulling them in fast and letting them transform your soil into a black, crumbly, humus-rich powerhouse. Let's break down the 6 best crops that worms can't resist, and why planting them is like putting your garden on the fast track to fertility. Alfalfa creates a worm paradise. Alfalfa is a champion when it comes to feeding earthworms. Its roots dive deep into the soil, opening up compacted layers that worms eagerly explore. But what really makes alfalfa special is the constant supply of leaf litter it drops onto the soil surface. Worms feed on that organic matter, shredding it and turning it into nutrient-rich castings. As a bonus, alfalfa fixes nitrogen in the soil, giving you a double win of improved fertility and a stronger worm population. For those who want to make it even more irresistible, you can brew alfalfa tea by soaking 1 cup of dried alfalfa pellets in 5 gallons of water for 24 hours. Buckwheat brings worms rushing in. Few plants attract earthworms as quickly as buckwheat. Its roots are shallow but incredibly fibrous, creating a dense network that worms love to move through. Buckwheat grows fast, meaning in just a few weeks you'll see both lush greenery above ground and a hive of activity below. When the crop matures, cutting it down and leaving the biomass as mulch drives worms into a feeding frenzy. They chew through the soft, decomposing stems and leaves, leaving behind rich humus. The beauty of buckwheat is that it doesn't just call worms, it also mobilizes phosphorus in the soil, making nutrients more available for your next planting. Clover feeds worms non-stop. Clover is more than just a cover crop, it's like a buffet that never closes for worms. Its fine roots weave through the soil, providing an easy trail for worms to travel and feed. Worms are especially drawn to clover's continuous supply of organic matter since clover sheds leaves and stems regularly throughout the season. On top of that, as a legume, clover fixes nitrogen, keeping your soil fertile long after the crop is tilled down. To get the maximum worm activity, allow clover to grow dense and then mow it back, leaving the cuttings as surface mulch. Worms will move in fast, breaking it down into dark, nutrient-packed humus. Mustard energizes the underground. Now, mustard might surprise some gardeners, but worms absolutely love it. Its roots are pretty aggressive, drilling deep into hard soils, and when the plant breaks down, worms flock to the decaying roots and leafy residue. The spicy compounds in mustard also suppress soil-borne pests, which means you get healthier soil while feeding your worm army. Once mustard is mature, just chop it down and water the residue in with a strong soaking. The worms will respond quickly, swarming the breakdown process and enriching your soil with humus at an accelerated pace. Oats build worm-rich organic matter. If you want to grow a crop that worms practically worship, oats are a top contender. Their fibrous root system creates a massive underground food web that worms navigate with ease. But it's what happens above ground that really seals the deal. When oats are cut and left as mulch, their stems and leaves break down quickly, creating an irresistible worm food source. Over time, this process builds layer upon layer of humus that transforms poor soil into fertile ground. For even faster results, mix oats with clover. The two together create a soil environment worms simply can't resist. Sunflowers call worms with their roots. Sunflowers aren't just beautiful, they're also a magnet for worms. These tall giants send down thick roots that loosen soil and create deep organic matter channels. When those roots decompose, worms rush in to feed, leaving behind nutrient-dense castings that enrich the soil profile from top to bottom. The leaves and stalks, once cut and laid down as mulch, break apart into soft organic matter that worms quickly process. Sunflowers also pull up nutrients from deep in the ground, recycling them into their tissues. Once worms break those tissues down, your topsoil gets an instant fertility upgrade. The real magic happens when you don't just plant one of these crops but rotate or mix them across seasons. Plant buckwheat in summer for a quick worm rush, oats in fall for humus layering, and clover or alfalfa as living covers during spring. The real magic happens when you don't just plant one of these crops but rotate or mix them across seasons. Plant buckwheat in summer for a quick worm rush, oats in fall for humus layering, and clover or alfalfa as living covers during spring. Each crop creates a unique type of organic matter, ensuring your worm population has a constant buffet. Pairing these crops with simple teas, like the alfalfa brew mentioned earlier, accelerates worm attraction even further. Remember, worms multiply where food is abundant, moisture is steady, and soil stays cool under organic mulch. By feeding them with these crops, you're not only boosting worm numbers but also engineering soil that's soft, fertile, and alive with humus. When you grow the right crops, worms arrive faster than you ever thought possible and your soil transforms before your eyes. Try planting these 6 worm-attracting champions, and you'll see your garden thrive with richer humus, healthier plants, and bigger harvests. If this guide gave you valuable insights, make sure to hit subscribe on Crop Corner, share this with fellow gardeners, and keep coming back for more proven tips that take your soil and crops to the next level.